think it would be interesting. Well, first it's a context. So when I came to the UK, it was 2010, and then I graduated actually 2011, and I met another choreographer during my master's called Mariana Marquez. And during working with her, we worked together for 7 years, and we were very interested in, and also we graduated during the budget cuts. So that was kind of the catalyst for everything. It was like, we always joked about the fact that we graduated at the worst time. And you can say that for you guys that are starting this business in the worst time, it's actually quite a good time as well, because there's nothing.
With crisis, we have opportunities. So
yeah, so it's hard. It's hard because it's kind of like it's a desert and there is nothing and everything is dry and there is no resources and you have to look for water. But we always we always thought that dance and movement and choreography could exist outside of the parameters that we're given when we are training. And I did art history before, and I was fascinated by the Dadaist movement and something called détournement, where you take something from somewhere and then you turn it, you twist it to another purpose. And that's something that I think in my creative practice I do a lot. I take something from one place and then twist it, turn it, and it becomes something else that could be a bit weird or could be a bit could really mess up with your mind, because you're like, that doesn't belong here, or this is not called that. And but that's something I've always been intuitively interested in. So we started looking at where can we exist and where can we create work that isn't the institutionalized or what the obvious ways. So we did loads of experiments and loads of different things like that. But at some point, Marina went to do a Google program for mothers because she was a mother. And then we started doing experiments at Google Campus, which is it's like a building where a lot of developers or tech people just go and code and meet and create things from scratch or not, or anyway. And there's also bigger startups there, but it's a space where they invited people to give to the community. So you can apply and say, I want to do an event on X, I want to do, and everything. You can't rent the building. It's always for free. I mean, it used to be like this. I don't know if it's still like that, but it was quite amazing because there is no money involved, you could, if it had a benefit for the community, then they would say, yeah, of course, try it. And it was really open like that. So we had an audience that were not dancers, not arts, creative probably, because I think people in technology are very creative because they have to think of other ways of doing things to create new things. But so they were really excited to see us, because they were like, you're a bit outside of our world, and that's quite exciting. So it was exciting on both sides, I think. And so that's how it started, to really look at how movement and how being a dancer or choreographer can be helpful in other ways. And then fast forward many years, fast forward this late last year, but the TED Talk just was launched earlier this year. Well, three, I don't know if I'll get to three, but first of all, for me, what needs to happen, and it needs to happen from us as artists, is to be more, I don't want to say collaborative, but have more community. So we are, I mean, I'm from ballet since I was 4 years old. So I grew up in a very competitive strand of dance. Yeah. And this also ripples through other dance branches. And I'm not saying that competition is bad, but there is definitely an idea that when we are creating, it's kind of like, we don't want to share too much about where we get our funding or the contacts we have. And I think that is very detrimental to growing the industry. So I am very keen on always being very open about how I work, who I know, making introductions, giving feedback, advice, etc., and making things very to connect with other people that are in the same boat, so other freelancers, other performers, and share resources. I think that's very, very important, and that's very needed right now, and have a lot more openness about it. And there will be resistance, but I also think that if there are more collective voices that help each other, and there are some programs that already do it, like I have in mind Artists 4A. There are some programs at East London Dance is doing a program at the moment called We Move, and it's all about like coming together as individuals and looking at how can we better our craft or ourselves, and what do we need, and asking for help and all of that. And I think it's always having I was talking to another dance artist in the region, and he's saying, yeah, I've been here for so many years and I feel like now I've asked so many favors of everyone, I can't ask more favors.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. You can ask me as many favors as you need to, and if I can't deliver because I have other things going on, or I just can't do it, I'll tell you. But it's like, let's not have the assumption that we can't ask for favors, or that we can't, because yes, people get tired, but they will tell you if they're tired or if they can't help you, or they won't reply, and that's okay. But I think there is this assumption that we can't ask, that we can't knock at doors, that we can't come together because we're in competition. It's like, well, I think we need to break that a little bit, and we need to counterbalance the competitiveness because the money is so scarce. We need to this is not going to go away, so we need to counterbalance it with a lot of community, with a tight supportive community, so then the competition is a bit less overpowering us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.